Nobody wrote we want to see like Sean Bean come back for a cameo or something, even as a memory.
That would be
screw the ghost comeback
terrible.
things. Yeah,
I'd be very
over
upset.
it. Ghosts.
Watch Mojo's Suggest page is how the internet tells us what videos to make. On Will It Rank, our passionate staff share some hot suggestions and argue them into a list. This is Will It Rank.
Hey guys, I'm Matt, this is Justin, this is Mike, and we are all huge Game of Thrones fans, so today we'll be looking at a couple of Suggest pages to see if they are worthy of us getting into, well, the nitty-gritty of it all. Okay guys, so the first Suggest page we're gonna take a look at is top 10 things that make Game of Thrones great.
It's a little generic, you
Yeah.
know, spice it up. If you want to get spicy, like make it greater than, I don't know, Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter.
He needs Elvish medicine.
Yeah, I tend to agree, but you'd have to come up with some pretty good entries to compare it to Lord of the Rings.
I could do that.
Right.
I could do that.
It's a little bland. Let's just quickly look through some of the entries here and see if any okay, dragons, yeah, sure. Graphic content, people love violence.
They do.
Sexuality. But again, see, these are all just entries that if you know Game of Thrones, you know, so it's not the most exciting.
You know, satisfying villain deaths is actually pretty interesting, because they do deliver. When a villain dies, they die pretty brutally.
Let's move on to the next one here. This one's a little bit of a crazy one. Top 10 Game of Thrones characters who could defeat Thanos, and in brackets, even with the Infinity Gauntlet.
I hope they remember you.
Mike, please, will it rank?
Yeah. No. It won't rank. I can only think of one character who has a chance. The Lord of Light.
The Lord of Light wants his enemies burnt. The drowned god wants them drowned. Why are all the gods such vicious?
I thought, you know, maybe some characters had a chance, but then I saw that parenthetical. Even with the Infinity Gauntlet,
Parenthetical,
no
right.
chance, sorry. Maybe Hot Pie and his delicious treats could maybe take down the Mad Titan.
Do my best.
In the end, I think it's irrelevant. Will it rank? I say no.
I want these people executed!
They want the same for you!
Just a friendly reminder to everyone watching at home that you too can contribute to this list on Will It Rank. All you have to do is sign up to MyMojo either using your Facebook or Google account, and also be sure to check the link in the description for further instructions. So boys, let's get to it. Top 10 things we want to see happen in Game of Thrones Season 8. I'm gonna scroll to the bottom of the list here. The 34th entry has 0 upvotes, 4 downvotes, and I can see why, and I just want your hot takes on this. The entry is the White Walkers win the battle for the North. I am not on board with this.
No, that's awful.
Why does this outrage you? Please tell me.
Because it's a little too dark. Like, it's gonna be dark, but that's
Yes.
just a little too, like, you know, like snow blowing through a wasteland.
I think this is a terrific idea.
Oh my God.
I think that if they
Oh my God.
if they had the courage to finish the series on this note, it would be one of the most controversial and incredible finales to a TV show since The Sopranos' iconic fade to dark, or just cut to dark, rather. This would be a fitting ending to the show.
This is the one time Game of Thrones fans are expecting something happy and something good.
If you think something happy is gonna happen, you haven't been paying attention.
So, final question. Will it rank? Would this be an entry on the list?
He's kind of convinced me a little. I'm gonna switch my vote.
You both say yes?
Let's do it.
Well, I'm the only one to say no, so I guess it does.
We are going to destroy the Night King and his army.
The Cleganebowl.
I just want to share the sentiment of the user Ace Tekken.
I love that
What
you
is
get
hype?
real in there.
I need
yeah.
it's very small. What is hype may never die. Couldn't agree more. This needs to happen. I've been waiting too long to see it happen.
Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, of course. Whoa, Justin. Of course it has to happen. Yeah. We've been waiting for this. If it doesn't happen, it's gonna really like what? That's even more disappointing than the White Walkers winning.
There's a mountain. Looks like an arrowhead.
Yes? Yes?
100%.
I'll eat it
I
up.
think it's 3 for 3 on this one. We want the Cleganebowl.
Want it bad.
Arya crossing names off her list. Will it rank, Justin?
Pretty sure this is gonna happen. We're gonna see some of this.
Yes.
Again, it's just a question of, there's been so much talk of her chanting those names. At least a few are gonna go down.
That is
pretty
correct.
brutally if her past executions or anything to go
Or
by.
any indication.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A few things are gonna take a lot of the characters out with before she could get to them. But the Red Woman she said she has to come back to this land to die. So she's gonna come back and Arya's gonna be like, oh hey, stab, 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 done.
Okay, I'm just scrolling through the suggest page here. I'm trying to find one that's good or bad. Let's see, Ice Dragons versus Dragons, Brienne and Jaime reunite. No.
Bow, chicka, wow,
Nothing
wow.
I really like. Let's see. Oh, interesting. We need to find out if these direwolves are going to play a huge part in the final battle. What do we think,
Not a
gentlemen?
huge part. We have dragons.
So I read an article recently where one of the CGI artists basically said that we would be seeing more of the direwolves in this upcoming season. Kind of acknowledging the fact that we haven't seen them in a little while, not much of them at least. So that would be kind of refreshing to be reminded, oh yeah, Ghost still has a part to play in this
CGI, you say, huh?
Yeah.
Riding a dragon.
I don't know about that.
Mike, stop. So this is one of my favorite storylines as the show winds down. Jon finding out his true heritage.
Ned Stark's son.
So far, we know that Jon is secretly the son of Rhaegar Targaryen, correct? And therefore, the heir to the Iron Throne. Can we still ship Jon and Daenerys knowing that they are blood relatives? I'm gonna start and say yes. This is sexy, they are hot, I love it. Jon deserves love. I'm gonna throw it to Mike because I'm sure he has something big to say.
Well, he's from Shelbyville.
What are you talking about, Shelbyville? Why would we want to marry our cousins?
I'm so out on this.
What is wrong with you?
No way. You all know that Daenerys, her true love, is Daenerys.
My sword is yours, my life is yours, my heart is yours.
Gentlemen, it's been a long, arduous journey, but we're gonna talk about the #1 entry that was on the suggest page. Jon Snow versus the Night King.
Absolutely.
Will it rank? Mike, I didn't even ask. Damn it. But you're so excited, so I'm gonna let you talk about it. It will rank, why?
Well, we've only seen Jon fight his generals. We haven't seen him fight the Night King directly. We've just seen the Night King being like, come and get it. And he's like, bye, slowly on the boat. So I wanna see that.
Sometimes a little worried on his face, sometimes not at all. Very interesting. Justin,
I think
to you.
we're probably gonna see this.
It has to.
But it's gotta be more interesting than just the two meet up, fight, and then Jon wins, right? Like
Explain.
It's got to be a little, like, we've never just seen that straightforward fight happen in this show.
Yeah.
You know, perfect example is Oberyn versus the Mountain. It's going a certain way, and then there's a big twist that happens that ends up in disappointment.
We actually do have a comment here from Dave versus the World, and he says, I can go one better. Jon Snow versus the Night King, both on Dragonback.
Well,
That's pretty crazy.
I think they're gonna fight on Dragonback, then on the ground, then rolling around. There's gonna be like multiple fights. No, it has to be multiple fights. If it's just one fight, that's boring. It's gotta be like a bad guy in a video game where there's like 5 lives.
Lots of levels to it. Okay, before we can wrap all of this up, I have to ask you both, if this were your personal list, what would each of you put at #1? The #1, will it rank?
Well, personally, I want to see Cersei die really, really horribly over one of those hour-and-a-half episodes.
Oh my God.
They can keep cutting back to her dying.
You're a clever man. But you're not half as clever as you think you are.
I feel like the Joffrey death didn't do it for me. I need, like, vicious.
It didn't do it for you.
My God.
The kid turned purple.
Yeah, they didn't get
terrible.
stabbed.
Justin, what about you? What is your numero uno?
Sticking with violence, I'm gonna go with the Cleganebowl because I've been waiting. I've been waiting, man. Ever since we found out that the Hound was still alive, I was like, there's still a chance.
Yeah.
Cleganebowl. So I'm all in.
We're gonna make this list, and we want your input. Follow the link in the description, or go to watchmojo.com/suggest, then log in with your Gmail or Facebook account. If you're logged into YouTube, you could log into watchmojo.com with one easy click.
Winter is coming.
So tell us what you think should be on this list and why. Justin, Mike, thank you very much for joining us on a very special edition of Will It Rank, and we'll see you next time. Valar Morghulis.